After studying this module, you shall be able to know about function of marketing channel, learn types of channel of distribution, identify the various factors in selection of a channel, evaluate the problems faced during designing of a channel, and lastly, analyze factors in designing in market channel. The main areas of concern for a manufacturer can be broadly divided into two parts: production and distribution. Every manufacturer attempts at producing the goods and services of best possible quality at minimum possible cost. It is not enough to produce the goods and services of best quality at minimum possible cost, but it is equally important that these goods and services must be available to the consumer at the right place and at the right time. The task of manufacturer can be accomplished only when goods are sent to the consumers at right place and at right time. The way goods are being sent to consumer is called channel of distribution. It can be said that channel of distribution is a chain through which a producer transfers the ownership of his goods and services to his consumers. According to Richard Buskirk, distribution channels are the system of economic institutions through which a producer of goods delivers them into the hands of their users. According to Professor McCarthy, any sequence of institutions from the producer to the consumer, including none or any number of middlemen, is called a channel of distribution. Thus, it can be concluded that channel of distribution is a chain through which a producer transfers the ownership of his goods and services to his consumers. So, proper management should be there while designing the channel structure, because the manufacturer can earn profit only if there is a proper channel management system. Thus, in this chapter, we will study about the process of channel management system and importance of marketing channels in distribution. Functions of marketing channels. The various functions of marketing channels are: 1. It helps in determining the price of the product because they are in direct contact with the consumer. 2. It helps the manufacturer in sending the goods to the consumer at the right place and at the right time. 3. Channel of distribution also helps in the communication process because they are in direct touch with the consumers. They collect information from the consumers about their taste, product habits, and communicate this information to the manufacturer. 4th, marketing channels are also engaged in promotion of goods and services. 5th, marketing channels also help in forecasting the demand for the product. 6th, channel of distribution also helps in arranging finance for the manufacturer. 7, it also helps in maintaining stability in the price of the product. 8th, it also helps in marketing research. 9th, channel of distribution also provide pre-sale and after-sale services. And lastly, it also helps in merchandising. Channel management. To accomplish the firm's objectives, it is necessary that a perfect channel should be designed. Perfect channel can be designed if there are efficient middlemen to undertake the distribution function according to the requirements of the manufacturer and the consumers. There are lots of challenges being faced by organizations in designing a perfect distribution channel system. The three types of channels of distribution which help in the distribution of goods and services are and are depicted in the following diagram. Channels. This can be divided into four parts: conventional channel, vertical channel, horizontal channel and multi-channel. The vertical channel can be further divided into administered system, corporate system and contractual system. Types of channels. 1. Conventional channels. In conventional marketing channel, all intermediaries are separate businesses seeking to maximize its own benefits even at the cost of others. In this type of channel, each member works for his own profit and business, and they are not concerned with other members in the distribution process. The assignment of tasks and duties in this type of channel is mostly on informal basis. Despite of all the disadvantages, this channel is still in existence because people have a strong networking with each other. Vertical marketing channel. Vertical marketing system is a unified system comprising of producers, wholesalers and the retailers. This channel emerged due to various deficiencies in the conventional channel. Vertical marketing system arose as a result of strong channel members' attempts to control channel behavior and eliminate the conflict that results when independent members pursue their own objectives. For example, Coca-Cola operates through vertical marketing system. There are three types of vertical marketing system which are very common. 1. Administered vertical marketing system. In this type of vertical marketing system, each channel member coordinates with each other during various stages of distribution. Here, one channel member leads the whole distribution system, and this member is also called as captain of the channel, who can be a manufacturer, wholesaler or retailer. In traditional times, the captain of the channel was mainly the manufacturer, and they used to provide finance facilities and also frame various marketing strategies for a particular brand. But now times have changed. Now retailers and wholesalers are also playing the role of a captain of the channel. Contractual vertical marketing system. Contractual vertical marketing system has the greatest impact on the distribution strategy. In this type of system, the members have to sign up a contract and they have to perform their duties according to the contract agreement. For example, Mother Dairy, Baskin Robbins operates through contractual vertical marketing system. Wholesaler sponsored voluntary chain of retail stores is also a part of contractual system. Under this agreement, a wholesaler provides marketing programs, merchandise selection and other services to independent retailers that agree to purchase the wholesaler's products. For example, Ranbaxy is the largest distributor of pharmaceuticals under this system. Corporate vertical marketing system. In this type of channel, the various channel members work under the guidance and supervision of an organization. A proper organization ownership is present to look after the working of this system and keep a watch on the channel members. There are two types of integration under this type of vertical marketing system, that is the forward integration and backward integration. Forward integration means when the manufacturer looks after the working of the distribution system and keeps a watch on the intermediaries. In backward integration, the wholesalers and retailers look after the working of the distribution system. For example, Hindustan Petroleum runs its own company and it has its own company owned petrol pumps. So Hindustan Petrol comes under the category of corporate vertical marketing system. Horizontal channel system. In this type of arrangement, when two or more than two companies does not have sufficient resources and capital to expand their business in the competitive world, then these unrelated companies can go for a temporary venture to expand their business. This is known as horizontal marketing system. Multi-channel marketing system. In this type of channel, one single organization is using two or more than two distribution marketing channels. This is done to increase their market share and to enhance the customer base throughout the world. Channel management process. Various studies by researchers suggest that a channel should be managed just like the product, promotion and pricing functions of marketing. Thus, the whole process is divided into 5 steps. 1. Consumer analysis. In this step, we will be analyzing that who will buy our product. In this, we will study what are the needs of consumers, when, how and why they will buy the product. In this, an analysis is also done that what kind of services is being demanded by the consumer. A detailed analysis will also be done that how much consumers can wait in the receipts of goods. So according to that, the dispatch of goods can be planned. For best results, it is necessary that one should identify the qualities of the consumer, because such identification will help the organizations to meet the varied requirements of the consumer. One can evaluate the buying behavior of consumer through the following methods, that is, income of the consumer, credit facility available with the consumer. Tax rates by the government also affect consumers to a great extent. Packing of a product also affects the buying motive of the consumer. And lastly, continuous advertisement also prompts the consumer in buying the product. These specifications can be helpful for the manufacturer in illustrating the various requirements of the consumers. If one is aware about the buying behavior of the consumers, then one can easily decide that how the product should be sold and which type of intermediary to be chosen for selling the produce through wholesaler or through retailers. Distribution of product. When the buying behavior has been studied, then the next stage is to analyze from which shop the consumer will buy the product. In this, it is also studied that from which distribution channel the consumer will buy the product. Sometimes the requirements of the manufacturer are very strict. Then what is demanded by the retailers? So instead of buying directly from the manufacturer, they can buy products from local distributors whose terms and conditions are lenient, and they also offer a wide range of products. Establish the channel objectives. The plan of channel is derived from the objectives of the channel. These requirements are based on the demand of consumers and purchasers, marketing strategy of the organization, and long-term objectives of the company. In some cases, when the company has started its own business, the channel objectives can play a very dominant role in the achievement of the objectives of the organization. For example, if a small manufacturer wants to expand his business outside the local market, then the difficulty faced by the manufacturer can be limited shelf space. If additional products are to be introduced, then it will require more space and have to face competition with the products which are already in existence. There is also wide variation in the channel objectives. The following are the major areas. 1. Efficient channel should be created by improving the performance of the channel members. 2. Entry in new markets so that sales level will be increased. 3. A proper channel structure should be established so that time, form, and place utility can be achieved. And lastly, if intermediaries are educated about various channel components, then they can handle more and more products easily. Specification of distribution task. When the objectives are being set, then the next step is to determine the particular functions to be performed by the distribution channel system. The channel management should be framed accordingly to the changing environmental conditions. For example, each and every organization should follow these guidelines so that they can reach their target market. 1. A proper storage space should be provided for storage of goods. 2. The delivery order should be fulfilled on time after the placement of the order. 3rd, proper credit and finance facilities to be provided to intermediaries whenever required. 4th, a proper stock should be provided whenever required. Selection from channel alternatives. Selection and evaluation of channel requires that a specific channel task should be determined. The 4 bases of channel alternatives are A. Number of levels, B. Intensity at each level or market coverage, C. Types of intermediaries, and D. Application of selection criteria to each channel alternative. Number of levels. Channels can range in levels from 2 to several, 5 being typical channel present in the distribution chain. The 2-level channel, that is producer to consumer, is a direct channel and is possible only if the producer or customer are willing to perform several of the tasks performed by the intermediaries. The number of levels might be same for all the organizations simply because of tradition, but organizations can make changes according to their requirements and the environment in which they are operating. 2. Intensity at each level. When level has been decided by the company, then the next phase is to determine about the various components of the channel that will be used at each level. The company also decides that how many wholesalers and retailers will be present in the distribution chain of the company. This decision is very crucial because overall success of the distribution strategy rests on this factor only. Companies such as Coca-Cola and Timex watches have achieved high level of success through their intensive distribution strategy. Intensity at each level is also known as market coverage. Thus, there are three categories of marketing coverage which form an important part of the distribution strategy. A. Exclusive distribution. Exclusive distribution occurs when the manufacturer gives a retailer or wholesaler the exclusive rights to sell its products in a specific geographical area. Automobile companies probably provide the best examples of exclusive distribution in domestic markets. However, McDonald's chain of fast food restaurants are also set up on the basis of exclusive distribution. B. Intensive distribution. In this type of distribution, there are several intermediaries to handle the product. In this type of distribution, the consumer reach is wide and the order size is also small. This system is complex in nature because it's very difficult to keep a check and control on a large number of middlemen. C. Selective distribution. In this type of distribution, the market is dependent on competitors' policy, total population in the region, number of retail stores in the area. In this type of distribution, the markets are many, so it is very difficult to determine the exact number of intermediaries for each and every market. For example, Baskin-Robbins. Types of intermediaries. There are various types of intermediaries who are involved at each level and look after the working of the particular type of channel. The major work is to collect information from the market and perform the distribution function in an efficient and effective manner. There are several categories of retailers that can be differentiated by the forms of ownership, services provided to the consumers, product line or location, etc. Various types of wholesaling intermediaries operate in different distribution channels. Some provide wide range of services or handle broad lines of goods, while others specialize in individual services, goods or industries. Selection and evaluation of channel alternative. After decision of the intermediaries, then one will decide about which channel to be selected from the various alternatives available. The selection of alternatives is done according to the policy of the competitors and available technology in the market. After selection of alternatives, channel members' performance is also evaluated, and if there is any deficiency, then their roles will be modified for successful working of the distribution system. Decisions on channel management. Once the channel system has been decided, then it becomes very necessary that the intermediaries who are looking after the working of the channel should be selected, trained, motivated, and their performance should also be evaluated whenever required. The design of the channel should also be modified, and according to the circumstances, arrangement should be made for the modification. Selection of channel members. Selection of various kinds of intermediaries should be done very carefully because the customers are dependent on these intermediaries only. While selection of intermediaries, factors that should be taken into consideration by the company in the selection process, these are experiences of intermediaries, profit and growth record of intermediaries, service reputation of the intermediaries, and financial strength of the company. If intermediaries have been working as sales agents in previous company, then the organization should also examine the order lines and the quality of the sale process he is having. If intermediaries are engaged in exclusive distribution, then the organization will examine the factors related with locations, customer base, and growth potential. Motivation and training of intermediaries. As the customer needs are reviewed and recognized by the company, same way the needs of the intermediaries should also be analyzed for the efficient working of the distribution system. If the company wants an improvement in intermediaries' performance, then the company should provide training to the intermediaries and also arrange market research and development programs for the intermediaries. The company always keeps a watch on the performance of the intermediaries and always motivates them for better performance. The manufacturer may also arrange various compensation plans for the intermediaries. After identification of several possible alternative channel structures, the channel manager is now in a position where he can evaluate the various alternatives in respect of some criteria. The various criteria can be environmental trends, reputation of the reseller, and experience of the reseller, etc. Evaluation of channel members' performance. Manufacturers from time to time evaluate the performance of the intermediaries and set various standards of performance. These standards are treatment of goods damaged and lost in transit, timings of the delivery of the products sent to the customers, achievement of sales quota, and inventory levels. The producer also reviews the pay packages of the intermediaries on timely basis. On the basis of the performance of the intermediaries, they are also paid extra compensation for their work. If manufacturers found that some intermediaries are not performing well, then they can be removed or retrenched from the company. Modification of channel arrangements. Channel arrangements are reviewed on timely basis, and according to circumstances, they will be modified. There are so many factors which lead to modification in the existing channel arrangement. These factors are change in consumer buying pattern, expansion of market, entry of competitors in the market, and new channel emerges in the distribution system. Marketing channels are being changed now and then because of the dynamic and globalized environment in the country. No channel can be used throughout the product life cycle. In globalized environment, some channels may be added and some may be deleted from the distribution system. If any channel is to be added or deleted, the company should go for a detailed and rigorous analysis and see that if any channel is added or deleted should not affect the profits of the company. Marketers also keep a watch on the consumer shopping skills, and according to that the distribution decisions are being taken. Channels become outdated because there is a wide gap between present distribution system and the changing customer needs and requirements now and then. Let us summarize. The way goods are being sent to consumers is called channel of distribution. There are three types of channel: conventional channel, vertical channel and horizontal channel. Vertical channel is further subdivided into three systems: administered, contractual and corporate. Channel management process consists of 5 steps: consumer analysis, distribution of product, establishment of channel objectives, specification of distribution tasks and selection from channel alternative. 3 types of distribution are there: exclusive, inclusive and selective. Channel members are being motivated and trained for the efficient working of the channel.